you guys already know that the U.S. Navy has confirmed the deployment of USS George Washington to replace the USS Abraham Lincoln. Uh, I think this is, I mean, we already knew this is going to happen, but this is now being confirmed. This is a swap that basically guarantees seamless carrier presence near the Persian Gulf without a single lapse in operational readiness, right? And this, again, I know some people might disagree, but to me, the US is signaling that they're going to just keep doing what they're doing right now. And I know many people here want military escalation. I think they are being very, very strategic with working with what they have. Um, this is a very efficient way of putting pressure on the Islamic Republic and making it crack from the inside without spending much in both military expense and political expense. You know, oil prices are not that high. Um, and this is really this is a it doesn't really cost the United States that much to maintain the blockade on the Iranian ports. The Islamic Republic is feeling the pain more than most people realize. And beyond the blockade, Scott Bessent is doing miracles. Like, he's doing amazing work behind the scenes, closing loopholes for the Islamic Republic to be able to move around money. So many different ways that the Islamic Republic had around moving finances. This is becoming the most isolated the Islamic Republic has ever been. And that's saying, honestly, this is the most isolated any country has ever been in modern history, with the financial restrictions that Scott Bessent and the blockade is putting on. And I think people are going to don't understand the if this keeps going like this, the level of devastation that the Islamic Republic might be experiencing in just a few months, right? And we're already seeing the signs of it. And so I think the United States is interested in not de-escalating or escalating and just keeping the status quo right now. Um, and I think that it's a smart. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this because they want like major military escalations right away. But like from an American perspective, I do think that this is doing the job at a fraction of the price, both politically and economically. But I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it's going to be they're going to be able to continue maintaining it, because not because they lack the ability to hold the blockade, but because the Islamic Republic might want to escalate, even if the Americans don't want, even if the Americans don't escalate. The Islamic Republic can see that if they just sit there, they're letting the Americans slowly destroy them by suffocating them. So they might want to escalate even if the Americans don't start an escalation, just because for them, turning this into a regional war at least give them a fighting chance rather than them just standing by and just watching themselves slowly die. At least they have a fighting chance if the military operation, yeah, as devastating as the military operations are to the Islamic Republic, this is far worse. I think from their perspective, this is far worse. Um, and I think that they're hurting a lot more than during the 40-day war. Like, well, not at the beginning. The beginning was really bad, like Khamenei dying, the head of all of the heads of IRGC dying. That was really painful. But I think the rest of the 40-day military operations, as bad as they were for the Islamic Republic, this is worse. And right now they're focusing a lot of attention on trying to find ways to suppress the upcoming uprisings, especially the ones that are going to come from maybe the more jihadi side. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of signs of the Islamic Republic moving pieces on the board to try to make sure that they can push back against that. But this everything that you see from inside Iran suggests that the Islamic Republic really is fearing a major internal conflict because of all of this. But I do want to see what you guys have to say. So please put twos in the chat, and let me know what your take on this is.
Yes. Next to respond on this topic, we have Nets. Go ahead, Nets.
Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to overly push back. I know I have a reputation for pushing back, and that's not actually what I'm here to do. I believe that sometimes economic sanctions can affect governments, can defeat governments, and I certainly don't have any independent information about what goes on inside Iran. I've been watching Armin, you and Ali talk about it on YouTube, and some of it sounds promising. And at the same time, I know Jeff says a really good bombing campaign would end everything in 120 hours. And I wish it were so. And I have to confess, I'm a little skeptical of that I don't believe uh, bombings usually really do bring down governments. Maybe we can talk about the historical precedents. Uh, but um, and so certainly I'm the hawkish guy. I would prefer ground invasions, but I also know that's not very likely. And I have to say, one of the things I've been thinking very hard about is what should US citizens, I'm a US citizen, what should we do to, for instance, lobby for Iranians being armed? Of course, maybe somebody is arming the Iranians and we just don't know about it. But I have been thinking that there have been historical precedents for that, for kind of um, grassroots pressure campaigns to arm rebels in places where it's good for America for them to be armed. And I'm wondering if we shouldn't be doing that. But generally, I kind of completely agree with Armin about what's happening. That what I think is happening is that um, the economic blockade is going to continue, and not much else is likely to happen soon. Again, unless the Islamic Republic does something so radical that it forces a response. But it's difficult for me to believe that that's going to happen when nothing quite like that has happened yet. So anyway, that's where I am.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.